We are going to mount a DPS kit on one of our on-off actuators, and these are the elements we are going to find inside the DPS box. First of all, there's the DPS cover, the outer connectors, the DPS PCB, and 3 plastic bags. The first one we are not going to use in this video, as is for assembling a DPS kit together with a BSR kit in the same actuator. The second one is the elements to mount the outer connectors and cover and so on. And the third one is the one which has the hexagonal column and the clip. Then the mounting instruction sheet and the traceability card. Now we are going to open the actuator, and we will start by removing the hand wheel. We have to take the cover off, so before we have to remove the screw. We'll take the cover off. Now be careful, because inside the hand wheel there's a plastic key we cannot lose. So now we are going to take the hand wheel. We have to finish by removing the screw which is inside. Now finally the hand wheel. Next step is to remove the 6 screws which are fixing the body to the cover. Now we should disconnect. Please note that sometimes some spare parts which are coming from the cover could remain on the handle shaft. You have to remove them and keep on doing the assembling. Now we take the indicator off and we remove the screw which is on the base plate. In the place where the screw was, we are going to put the hexagonal column which is inside the plastic bag. Now we are going to connect the DPS PCB to the actuator's PCB. See that inside the DPS PCB there's a flat side which should match with the flat side of the indicator shaft. Apart from that, there is a white connector which should be connected to the socket on the main PCB. Now we are going to put the DPS PCB on the indicator shaft. We press the DPS PCB along the shaft until the connector is inside the socket, and we are going to fix the DPS PCB to the hexagonal column. Now we are going to mount the DPS cover. Note that the spare parts to mount the cover are inside a small plastic bag. So now mind that we are going to mount the DPS cover for a series J3c model 20, 35 and 55. We start by putting the O-rings inside each hole. Then the plastic clip which is going inside the hole which is next to the dome, and the plastic cap which is going inside the other hole. Just press it as much as possible in order to preserve the IEC, EC, protection rating. Now, in case we had J3c but model 85, we would put the plastic cap inside the hole which is next to the dome and the plastic clip on the other hole. Now we're going to connect the 3 cables which are in the cover to the actuator. We should put the earth and the power supply cable behind the hexagonal column and connect them to the actuator PCB, like this. Now we're going to connect the confirmation cable to the main PCB socket, like this. We're going to fix the earth and the power supply cable together with the hexagonal column by using a plastic clamp which was inside the plastic bag. Just like the plastic clamp, cut the spare part and put the plastic clamp cap behind the hexagonal column, just in order to avoid possible interferences. In order to select the type of instrumentation signal we would like to work with, we have to choose between 0 to 10 volts or 4 to 20 milliamps. In this case, as it is now our standard actuator, we're going to put the connector on the 4 to 20 milliamp socket. Now, in case of instrumentation signal failure, our standard actuator is going to the close position. So we will have the jumper in the NC position. In case you would like to change the configuration, you only have to change the jumper and put it in the NO position. What that means that the actuator would go to the open position in case of the instrumentation signal failure. Now we're going to make a setup of the actuator before checking the DPS is working properly. Now we connect the power supply connector to the cover without applying voltage and put a screwdriver to cross the setup pins. Now we apply voltage. You will see that the actuator is moving. Until the setup is finished. Okay, now it's finished and we're going to connect the instrumentation signal connector and start with the test. We're going to increase from 4 to 20 milliamps gradually, so you can see the actuator moving in one direction. And then we're going to go from 20 to 4 milliamps, decreasing gradually. And the actuator moves in the opposite direction. That's it. As you can see, the DPS is working properly. We take the power off, take the external connectors and put the cover on the actuator. Be careful that all the cables should be inside the actuator. Mind that any of them remain in between the cover and the body. Press and fix the screws between the body and the cover. going to make an external setup. For that we connect the power supply connector, put the power supply connector on cross, pin 1 and pin earth. We apply voltage. As you can see, the LED has been flashing, and now the actuator moves. Okay, the setup is finished. Now we're going to check the DPS it's working properly again with the cover on. We put the signal connector and make the same we've done when the actuator was open. So we're going to increase the instrumentation signal from 4 to 20 milliamps gradually. And then decrease from 20 to 4 milliamps. So you will see the actuator moving in the opposite direction. Okay, that's it. The DPS is working properly. Okay, now we're going to put the hand wheel back. Mind that the hand wheel shaft has 3 flat sides and 1 round side, which matches with the 3 flat and 1 round side of the hand wheel. Make them match and press. We are going, just remember that there's a plastic key which is going inside the hand wheel. It has a very small hole where the plastic key is placed. Now we're going to put the screw which is inside the hand wheel. We're going to fix the hand wheel then with this screw. After that we put the cover of the hand wheel and fix it with the second screw. Now we are going to we're going to mount the 3 external connectors. The spare parts to mount them are inside a small plastic bag. We start by putting the screws inside each connector. Each screw has a washer and an O-ring. Please note that the small black connectors are the same. The only difference between them is that one has the earth on the top and the other one has the earth on the bottom. Now we put the rubber joints and we're going to connect them to the socket. This one is the power supply. The next one is the instrumentation signal one with the earth on the bottom. We put the square rubber joint and connect it to the socket. And we're going to do the same with the confirmation one, which has the earth on the top. We put the rubber joint and connect it to the socket. Now it's time to fix them. Now we're going to put the DPS label on the actuator. This one is showing us that the actuator has a DPS kit installed inside. In this label we could choose between 3 different options, and as it is one of our standards, we are going to put a mark on the 4 to 20 milliamps, and we're going to put a mark on the NC. The next step is to fill in the blanks of the traceability cards. You have to put as well, we have to choose between these three and options. We would put 4 to 20 milliamps and NC, and then we fill the rest of the information for the actuator's traceability. Mind that inside the DPS box there are also written instructions which you can read whenever you need.